I'm just roaming around, just a wandering worker. I go from town to town, and the police make it hard wherever I may go. Ain't got no home in this world anymore. My brothers and my sisters are stranded on this road, a hot and dusty road that 1,000,000 feet have trod. Rich man took my home, drove me from my door. Ain't got no home in this world anymore. As I look around, it's mighty plain to see this world is such a great place and a funny place to be. The gambling man is rich and the working man is poor. Ain't got no home in this world anymore. Ain't got no home in this world anymore.
Good morning, good morning, good morning. Welcome, 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 both here in the sanctuary and online. This morning, as you can see, and probably can even see online, we are going to have communion. And so if you're joining us online, I invite you to find something to eat and something to drink for later in the service, because both online and here in the sanctuary, everybody, every time is welcome to come. There are no tests, there are no questions. If you present yourself to be served, it is our pleasure to serve you. And as you can see, and we're going to talk some more about this later, in front of the communion table here in our sanctuary, we have been gathering in things for Room at the Inn and for Four Saints Food Pantry. And there are even glasses that we put those up on the table. Somebody brought some readers in. We're not confessing who, because apparently they need the readers too. Behind me is a QR code for the comma. If you do not get the comma, this is a main source of information to all the activities that are happening. We don't do a summer slump here. We've still got plenty of activities happening even as we get ready for fall programming to begin soon. Lunch Bunch today is at Flying Fish, is that correct? And if you are going, would you raise your hand, please, so that some folk who may wish to join you know that there are some folk going? Great. Brother Joel, you have two announcements.
Next week's going to be a sad moment, but also a joyous moment for us as we send Ms. Katie Koza out, but to Washington, D.C., as she has accepted a position at a firm there. We have been so blessed by your presence with us, Katie. So we're going to celebrate Katie next week with some special music, but also if you've got cards that you want to bring to celebrate her, we'll have a moment in the service. But I just wanted to let everybody know that we'll be celebrating you, Katie, and offering our gratitude so much for your presence with us the last year. The other announcement is that we're going to be, several members of the band are going to be participating in an interfaith concert of progressive communities. Some of those other churches are the All Peoples UU Church, Galileo Christian Church, our Jewish synagogue here, and then a couple of other churches from around the community are going to be putting on an interfaith concert benefiting the North Texas Transportation Network, which is an organization that helps families that are supporting their loved ones with trans-affirming care, where they have to go outside of these state, and that wasn't.
And then there was darkness.
And then there was dark, and now lightness.
Right.
So that's on August the 15th.
And God said it was
Thursday
good.
Evening.
Very
so
good.
we invite everybody to, it's going to be all peoples, and we'll put something in the comma, but just wanted to let everybody know, please come and support that concert.
Lovely. Thank you. Also, next Sunday, the teens will be present in the service sharing what they learned and what they did on their youth trip last week. And it is the blessing of the backpacks, which is a tradition here. And the way I understand that is if you have a backpack, a briefcase, and anything, and you are going back to any type of education, or we're not even checking if you have a backpack. If you just want a blessing of some sort, for whatever, we like to be a blessing community, and we will be doing that next week. And then the following Sunday on the 18th, as I've said several times before, but just a reminder, if you would like to join this faith community and all the exciting things that it does, that is a new member joining Sunday, and we are excited to have you do that there. All right. It's a Feast of Abundance today. I invite you to, actually, as we come in, to look around the communion table and just take it in that your faith community is responding. We're going to talk some more about this. Your faith community is responding. You have responded. And that through sheets and peanut butters and food and glasses and toothbrushes, this is one of the ways that we live into the thing we say every Sunday. That no matter who you are or where you are on life's journey, you are welcome here. Let's greet each other with signs of peace and welcome.
gifts, many the people, many the hearts that yearn to belong. Let us be servants to one another, making your kingdom come. Christ be our light, shine in our hearts, shine through the darkness. Christ be our light, shine in your church, gathered today. You may be seated.
Sorry. Okay. Come sit over here with me. Anyone else want to join us? I was going to say, all them kids out there? He just dissed y'all, just so you know. Just kidding. Good morning, friends. I am here today to talk to you about superheroes. My kind of superheroes. But a long, long time ago, before my superheroes, there was apparently another superhero. He did a lot of really cool things, apparently. Turned some water into wine. I need to know that superhero trick.
I think you're doing just fine.
Oh. The whole wine thing would be really cool.
Over there.
They lowered this guy down into a building one time because their friend was sick, and he told him to get up and walk, and he touched him, and he was healed. And y'all know the superhero I'm talking about? Came along before? Yeah? Okay. Who was it?
Green lightning.
Rub mud on somebody's eyes, and then they could see all of a sudden.
He spit first.
Oh, he spit first?
And then made the
See,
mud.
I don't even know those stories. I wasn't here yet. Jesus. There you go. Jesus. So he was like the OG superhero, right? I guess. So, okay. So then fast forward and we get to Superman, and he was out there fighting crime and taking care of the bad guys and helping all the, yeah, I'm looking at you. And helping all the people who needed help in the best way that he could, but he was doing it kindly, trying to get rid of the bad guys. And he would talk to the bad guys and be like, look, dude, come join my team. I'm the best. It's better to be nice than it is to be mean. And then we fast forward, and then you have Batman and Robin and Wonder Woman. And then all the other multitudes that came along after that, but in my book, Superman and Wonder Woman, you can stop there. And then you fast forward to today, and in here, there's an amazing superhero. I don't know if you know that or not. Amazing superhero. Rhonda Grundy. Yes, Rhonda Grundy. Is she here today? Yeah. Oh, there she is. Stand up. Stand up. There she is right there. Look at this.
You were going to embarrass.
Oh, gee. Look at this superhero. Okay. Let's see. Who else is out there that I could do? Let's see. Ashley. There's one. Kayla and Holly somewhere. She said she was coming. They're superheroes in my book. Let's see. You know what? How about just everybody stand up? Everybody just stand up. Everybody stand up. Everybody stand up. Everybody stand up. Give yourself a round of applause. Look around, because everybody in here is a superhero. Because if you weren't a superhero, we would not be here today doing what we do for the people that we do it for. in front of this table and out there that we don't help with what's here in front of this table. But we know that we are a pebble in a large pond, and when we throw that pebble and it goes out, although we just have this here, we know that wherever this goes, it speaks volumes and it keeps going. So keep being the superheroes that you are, just like Jesus was in his time. And we will keep going forward. So, what I want you to do with your superhero power, I would like for you to take that bag. And you can take that one, and you can take that one. And I have a bunch in
But I
here,
brushed my teeth.
but you didn't use that.
How do you know?
And what I want you to do before we put it right here is I want you to think of a superhero, a superpower that you could give whoever this bag is going to end up with. Whether it's your superpower for the day is to have a great day. Your superpower for the day is to have everything that you need that day. Whatever it is. Just hold on to that for a second, and then when you pass by, you can drop it in one of the bags over there. Okay? Awesome.
It's on your heart. Do you have anything that needs to be held? Either something happy, joyful, exciting, or something scary, sad, disappointing?
Thoughts for the refugees in the Olympics who are fighting for their country and trying to bring a little bit of hope.
Yeah, the refugee team in the Olympics. Yeah, those are amazing. Okay. All right, well, you're welcome to drop your stuff as you go back. Thank you. Here's your phone. I invite you to check in with your heart. And what do you need your superhero community to bear witness to hold with you so that you don't hold it alone?
My uncle has congestive heart failure and he is having bypass surgery tomorrow.
For your family, your uncle. Others?
Prayers for the family of Don Newman, especially his wife Sue, who passed away on Friday.
Yeah. So Don Newman has passed away on Friday, and for Sue, his wife. Okay. Peter?
Prayers for Sue Newman and family following Don's death 2 days ago.
Yeah. For Sue and for Don.
Prayers of gratitude for the outpouring of love and prayer that I've received from you all. I really appreciate it.
Kathy?
I'd like to ask for prayers for the residents at Stevenson Oaks. We have COVID, 22 people.
For Stevenson Oaks and COVID.
Prayers for Suzanne Belton.
Prayers for Suzanne Belty. Prayers for Ellen. Both of those are in the care of hospice.
Prayers for people going through the side effects of chemotherapy.
Prayers for those who have side effects from chemotherapy.
Shannon Michael, I would like to give praise. It was tough losing my sister Friday, but the outpouring of love and warmth from this church literally overwhelmed me.
Yeah.
And I thank y'all so much.
So we express gratitude, but we continue to pray for you on the passing of your sister Renee. It's been a tender week, beloveds. Anything else?
Prayers for all those who have been displaced and lost their homes in the wildfires in California and Colorado.
Prayers for those who are unhoused because of wildfires.
Prayers for Venezuela.
Prayers for Venezuela.
Prayers for all the teachers
classroom this week.
Sweet Moses, yes. Prayer for all the teachers who are returning to their classrooms this week. There's your superheroes. Mm-hmm. Anything else? Prayer practice this morning. Last time I used the bread, this morning, the cup. Always say love. This is a cup filled with my love. I'll say it in a little bit. But let's pause and linger here for a moment. And maybe focusing on yourself, maybe focusing on somebody you do know or know about, or maybe focusing on something big and removed but seems intimate to you. To meditate on a cup of love. And that through this cup, we can know that we are not alone. That it overflows for us. It overflows for our neighbors. It's available and it overflows for everyone, everyone, everyone. This is a cup of love that is available and overflowing. Thanks be to God. Amen.
God, whose love through humble service bore the weight of human need, who upon the cross forsaken offered mercy's perfect deed. We, your servants, bring the worship, not of voice alone, but heart, consecrating to your purpose every gift that you impart. Still your children wander homeless, still the hungry cry for bread, still the captives long for freedom, still in grief we mourn our dead. As a God, your deep compassion heal the sick and free the soul. Use the love your Spirit kindles still to save and make us whole. As we worship, grant us vision till your love's revealing light, in its height and depth and greatness, dawns upon our quickened sight, making known the needs and burdens your compassion bids us bear, stirring us to tireless striving, your abundant life to spare. Called by worship to your service, forth in your dear name we go, to the child, the counsel, aid, and peace we give, that your servants, God in freedom, may your mercy know and live.
As I confessed in the comma, I've been thinking about something that I said last week. I hadn't preached from the feeding of the multitude for a while, and so it wasn't fresh in my mind, but it's been so present since then. A story told 6 times in 4 Gospels. A story told 6 times in 4 Gospels. What more needs to be said to us to get us to pay attention? For me, one of the distinctivenesses of Christianity, not unique, but distinctive, meaning it's a core element, I think, is the concept of incarnation. Not just that God has become flesh or is flesh, that there's an intimate relationship with the divine that way, with spirit that way, but that we are called then to be incarnation, to be superheroes, as Kim playfully said with us earlier. We're called to do that. The comma, I gave you 2 quotes that I've been thinking of. One from Gandhi. He said something like this many, many times, that to the hungry, God can only appear in the form of food and clothing. To the hungry, God can only appear that way. And then the famous quote from Teresa of Avila, Christ has no hands but yours, no feet, no mechanism for compassion, really, except for yours. And so this morning, in response to those words, let's talk about the ways we have done it, the ways we are doing it, the ways we're going to keep doing it into the future. And I've invited Anne and Rhonda to come give us some of the facts, give us some of the feels, and give us some of the forward. How do we move? The 3 F's. And I just want to call attention that even more stuff has been placed up front since the start of worship. All right, so 2 superheroes.
It was my other call out. Sorry, Greg, I got you. And is like my superhero too. I went right.
So Anne, let's start with you. And give us the lowdown, if you will, about Room at the Inn. What is it? How do we do it?
Well, Room in the Inn is a joint ministry with South Hills Christian Church. We
do not do this alone.
We do not do this alone.
Lovely.
They have a wonderful facility, and they have a smaller congregation than we do. Of course, when we started, we had a smaller congregation too, but now ours has grown and grown with lots of blessings that come with that. So the Inn is held at South Hills Christian Church, and we've been doing this since 2013. We have a summer session, July and August, and a winter section, December, January, and February. We skipped about 3 sessions through COVID, but we've been able to keep it going for all those years. It's really a marvelous thing. We host 5 men every Wednesday night. They are picked up at Trueworth Place, down off Lancaster, and that process of vetting guests who come to us, the people at Trueworth do that. So they don't allow anyone who has a violent offender, no violent offenders, but, homeless people often, as you've pointed out, come with some baggage of having been arrested and that kind of thing. So
desperate people do desperate things.
That's exactly right.
Mm-hmm. So that's a third partnership in this relationship.
That's right.
Okay.
So Trueworth Place, they're run by the Presbyterian Night Shelter, I believe. And they have to be working with one of the case managers at Trueworth Place. So that's something else. These are gentlemen who really want to change the process of their lives. in whatever way that they can help. So we pick them up downtown. So we have 2 volunteers that do that, 5 guys. And then they arrive at South Hills about 4:45. They get a snack. Lemonade is a big, they really love that, and sweet tea. So we've learned that over time, the things that really go. Dinner is at 6 o'clock, and that's prepared by 3 to 4 people. Sometimes it's families, sometimes it's a group of people, but it's a group effort to get that done. So that's 4 more volunteers. So after dinner at 6 o'clock, they have some time to do whatever they want.
In a safe place.
Yes, in a safe place. Lights out around 10 p.m., and then we wake them up at 6 a.m., and they help us kind of transferring that space. They unmake their beds, they put their laundry in the baskets.
Wait, they unmake their beds.
They unmake their beds. We have people at the beginning who set up the beds, 2 to 3 people who set up the beds. But they unmake their beds, you can see there was pictures of laundry baskets right behind me. So they just put all of their laundry in there. There's showers now at South Hills after they redid their space. So they have big fluffy towels and washcloths and soap dispensers and all the things that really make it comfortable for them.
Because if you don't have a shower, you don't really get a good
Oh
job
my
interview.
goodness. Many of them will come in and take a shower, and then can I take another shower? Absolutely. And then at 7 o'clock, 2 volunteers transfer them back after breakfast, which is 2 to 3 more volunteers. 2 people transfer them back to Trueworth Place. So that's 18 to 20 volunteers per week during those seasons.
So some of my key takeaways there, as I was pointing out, is we don't do this alone. It's a partnership of at least 3. And that this really is an effort not just to provide care, but to plug some of the holes, the gaps. Because if you don't have a safe place to sleep,
right.
Good behavior doesn't come from insomnia usually. And what are you supposed to do? It seems so simple because, most, all of us maybe took a shower this morning thinking nothing of it. But if you don't have access to a shower, then all the other steps just aren't going to work if you show up unclean.
It lowers your self-esteem. You know those days when you're not feeling your freshest and you're like, oh man, I'm going to stand over here.
Right.
So, marginalization is, definitely a thing in the unhoused community. They feel marginalized and are made more so when they have so much time away from the things that make them feel great. Make all of us feel great.
Rhonda, Four Saints Food Pantry. Tell us about that.
The pantry started almost 8 years ago with 4 Episcopal churches with Saint in the name. And so it was the Four Saints, but it was not run by just Episcopalians. And a lot of times people say, why are you helping with an Episcopal pantry? Well, I'm helping because I live in the neighborhood. And they put a notice on next door and said if anybody would like to help set up. We're currently in the 3rd location because of circumstances, but we have a wonderful pantry. If y'all haven't gone, you just need to see. It's like shopping in a grocery store, and that's the people say it's just so wonderful because they're treated like it's not just here's a bag. Although during COVID we had to do that. We have a pantry every Friday, and we need about 50 volunteers each week. We once a month, although not in the hottest months of the summer, we have a drive-through pantry that we call it the Big Truck Day. That we never know what we're going to get. That the pantry, the food bank brings us food, and we just, we'll get rid of it. We'll give it to people who need it. It's a wonderful place. It really feels like. I was talking to somebody just the other day that it's a kind place, and it's a place where people feel, just like you said, dignity. It's a nice place to be, and we actually shop with them, and we have milk, eggs, meat, bread, a lot of the things that they don't get at other pantries. They're just, we don't have that. They don't have that. But then, we go through the aisles. Would you like green peas or green beans? you know, and we just don't think about it when we go shopping because we get what we want. But they have a choice to say, yeah, I'd rather have both. I mean, I'd rather have either one. And if they want both, usually we'll give them both. It takes about 50 volunteers on a Friday and probably that much on a Saturday also. So it's a wonderful place. I don't know, I'm not really sure what's been going around, but I don't know if you saw that there are suitcases. A lot of the pantry is set in right next to the highest poverty rate in Fort Worth, and by zip code. And we have a lot of people that are on foot. Sometimes they come on bicycles and like, how are you going to carry it? And I've seen quite a few contraptions, and they make it work.
So the suitcases
But the
are behind us
suitcases
now.
if you're getting a new suitcase and you want to take it to Goodwill or someplace, think about giving it to us, because we give it to the people and they, you know, we'll say, this is your suitcase. Please bring it back when you come so that we can make it stretch further. And a couple of weeks ago, there was a young man, and I had said the same thing, you know, please bring your suitcase back so that you can use it next time. And he took his stuff home and brought it back in about 20 minutes. And it was like, no, this is yours. Bring it back the next time that you come to get groceries so that, you know, we have enough for everybody.
So again, I'm hearing partnership. We do not do this alone. It literally is, in case people don't know, 4 saints. The number 4 right in front of the word saints. There's no space.
Well, and it was 4 saints until earlier this year, and they've actually changed the name, and we don't have the shirts yet, but it's 4 saints and friends. And we're the friends. Obviously, y'all are the friends. So you just don't know how much you're helping. And we were serving somewhere in the hundreds, you know, like 150 or something. For the last month, we've had over 200 people each week, 200 families each week. So the need is great.
So in both these stories, I'm hearing partnerships. We hear it first, we're not doing it alone. I'm hearing that vulnerable people in vulnerable times are met with dignity and respect and safety. And I'm hearing that both organizations are looking for those kind of small cracks that people fall through, even when you're trying to help. Plugging those cracks with suitcases, showers. So the feels, Anne?
Well, just thinking about the feels, I couldn't stop with images. This image that you're seeing now is what we start, the only prayer that we do during this time, because we try to keep it sort of secular so everyone feels included. But those guys are so willing to link hands with each other and others, and because they become part of our community. The welcoming that they give us, the welcoming that they give us into their hearts is really, really something. And we get lots of repeaters, but guys come in who've never been out before, and they just feel so comfortable, because that's what we really try to do, is provide them a place of comfort. And to me, comfort isn't just the bed that's great, although we have great beds. But comfort is just in your heart. You just relax. One of my favorite things is when I come in as innkeeper, I usually arrive around 7 o'clock. So dinner is over, and everybody's dispersed, and I can walk past that teen room, which is where a bed is for the innkeepers. But there's, 5 guys, maybe 4, just 4. Some go to bed right away, just lounged. Lights are off. They're watching some movie. I don't know how many times I've seen War of the Worlds 3, but a lot. But we can let them choose what they want to do, and they are just comfortable.
They're safe.
They're safe, and they really feel it. And they are so appreciative, at the end, thank you so much. Breakfast is a huge deal, a highlight. Sometimes they come in and are really hot, so they take a shower. And so dinner in the summer months is a little bit lighter. But breakfast, they really want to eat as much as they can. They can't take food into True Workplace. So they really do need to have a big breakfast, and we really do a good job of that, I think. For volunteers, those people that we work with at South Hills are now true friends. We have a good rapport and camaraderie. We've developed relationships that go beyond just the Room in the Inn community. And the same here. All of us who volunteered here know what each other likes to do and who's better at this, and we fill in for each other when it's needed. And it's really, like I said, we can feel the love coming off of our guests as much as they can feel the love that we offer them each week.
Thank you. The feels.
The feels. I was just kind of glancing at the congregation, and probably 2/3 of y'all have volunteered at some point. And I know that most of y'all are a lot younger than some of us, and you still have a job or you have young kids or whatever, which is nice that we have the Saturday time. But even if you think that you can't make a commitment for a regular basis, it's just so wonderful if you're part of it and you know that you're part of it. Like I said, the people come on bicycles and they come on foot, and I just can't even tell you the tenacity these people have. I don't mean by these people, but the people that come, they feel comfortable. It's just a good place. And if anybody ever wants to just come one time, I'd be glad to show you around.
You help them out.
Yeah.
So forward, what are quick ways we can be involved? Because Room at the Inn is happening now.
Room at the Inn is happening now through the end of August. Even this week coming up, we still have drivers needed, and we have some spots that aren't filled. It's sometimes harder to do that in the summer, especially this time of year, school's ramping up, that kind of thing. So we can get on the mailing list, on the email list, and then you'll get an update of spots that are still needed. The link is in the comma, because what we really need is people who are willing to volunteer, even just once. I'm the only person from this congregation who volunteers as innkeeper, and so it would be really helpful if you
That's
just even...
The overnight person?
The overnight person. So drivers in the morning before you go to work, you can come and have breakfast with us at the inn, and then leave at 7 o'clock, take the gentleman back downtown, and then go on to work.
If you have been a part of Room at the Inn, because I know there's several people here, would you just signal? Yeah, look at that. Look at that.
Most people in the room have done something.
That's amazing.
And sometimes it's hard to fit in time, the things that you want to do. But what's great is that there's so many different jobs.
Yeah.
Serenity does laundry most weeks because she also likes to do breakfast. So, and she does breakfast part of that time. So there's just things she slots into the things that she can do. And so you can choose to learn to do something else. Towns, just the other day, volunteered to do innkeeper, bless him. So he's going to do innkeeper with me one night, and then we'll see if he can handle getting up at 6 a.m. But I'll shake him hard. So.
Rhonda, you kind of made your pitch already, but I also want to be clear. Forsyth's does take checks, right?
They take checks and cash and whatever. And I didn't say before, but you're thinking, why are we giving diapers? Well, we do give away diapers and wipes. We give away feminine products. There's all.
Did you do pet food recently?
And we, those of you who have been here for a while, we partner with Don't Forget to Feed Me and get quite a lot of pet food each month. Never enough, but there it is up there. That was, my friends there just don't realize how wonderful you are. And it's like if I send out a call for something, I have it. And you just don't know how much I appreciate it, and that we all appreciate it.
I am, as I sit between the two of you, so mindful that this is the 7th telling, if you will, of the feeding of the multitude. That you have written the 7th version of it. you have appeared as food and clothing and shelter, that you help us be the hands, the feet, the embodiment of love. All of this. But you guide us in that, and I'm very grateful, and I know everyone else is too. It's hard sometimes to sit in front of people. Thanks for doing this morning. Thanks for the work you do. Anne and Rhonda. So we have an opportunity still. We have made it so already. The ushers, though, will be passing the plates among you, and I invite you. This is one of those days where take the plate, hold it. Maybe you know somebody at the food pantry. Maybe you know somebody at the room at the end. Just hold the plate and offer them a prayer, a word of compassion. Treat the plates as a spiritual object during our responding time. The ushers are coming forward at this time.
Justice will come when it is embodied in us, and justice will come when it is embodied in us, and justice in God's hands, which are our hands, which are God's hands. The world is in God's hands, which are our hands, which are God's hands.
As we sang, we sat a moment with the stuff you have brought, adding our blessing to it as if it isn't already blessed. I was just imagining people living, sleeping in the sheets, and people brushing their teeth, and having access to deodorant, and having fun with frosting and cake mixes. And I don't know about how you grew up, but a scoop of peanut butter, good little hit of protein growing up. I'm just imagining the people that are on the other side of this communion that you have brought. And so as we come to the table this morning, and as ever we come not because we must, but because we may. But may we, as we come today, feel this profound spiritual web, this connection of a story long ago that we'll remember in a moment, connecting with us here around this table, connecting to what you have brought in that's going out, and connecting with other people whose desperation is eased just a bit. And that's not for nothing. Because as our sacred story tells us, that on a night in which fear, betrayal, death sought to have the last and the lasting word, that during a meal with friends who were vulnerable people, our Christ took bread, blessed it, broke it, gave it to them, saying, "Take, eat. This is my body, which is broken for you, that no more bodies might be broken." And as the supper was coming to a close, our Christ took a cup, poured it, gave thanks for it, blessed it, and gave it to them, saying, "Drink from this, all of you, for this cup is filled with my love. Do this in remembrance of me," even when fear, betrayal, death are super present. For as often as we eat of this bread and drink of this cup, we do remember the call of love on our lives, and we respond, even as we receive. So, beloveds, there's stuff down here that makes it a little bit less space than we even have normally. We'll come to the center aisle. There'll be 2 stations. A little bit of holy chaos will happen. Nothing bad has ever happened. You'll sort it out. You're welcome to receive bread, a cup in both kinds. Somebody asked me after the service last week, what if I actually want a piece of the loaf you just bread? Just ask me, and I'll turn around and offer it to you if you want that. Here's a gluten-free option. Here's an unfermented option to make it accessible to all. And if you are joining us online, we hope that you will share this feast with us as well. Come, dear hearts, for all is ready.
Cuando el pobre nada tiene, aún reparte. Cuando el hombre pasa a ser, ya cuando está. Cuando el débil a su hermano fortalece, va Dios mismo en nuestro caminar, va Dios mismo en nuestro mismo caminar. Cuando sufre un hombre y logra su consuelo, cuando espera y no se cansa de esperar, cuando amamos aunque el odio
when the poor ones who have nothing share with strangers, when the thirsty water give unto us all, when the wounded in their weakness strengthen others, then we know that God still goes the road with us. Then we know that God still goes that road with us. When at last all those who suffer find their comfort, when they hope though even hope seems hopelessness, when we love though hate at times seems all around us, then we know that God still goes that road with us. Then we know that God still goes that road with us. When our homes are filled with goodness in abundance, when we learn how to make peace instead of war, when each stranger that we meet is called a neighbor, then we know that God still goes that road with us. Then we know that God still goes that road with us.
Let us linger just a little longer, and specifically this time, let us all bless that which is gathered. More came in while we were receiving communion. Just add our blessing as we send out our compassion to those whose lives are in desperate moments. Let that be an extension of our communion. Amen.
I invite everyone to stand for our closing song, I'm Gonna Live So.
I'm gonna live so God can use me anytime and anywhere. I'm gonna live so God can use me anytime, anywhere. I'm gonna work so God can use me anytime and anywhere. I'm gonna work so God can use me anytime and anywhere. Let me hear you, Katie. I'm gonna sing so God can use me anytime and anywhere. I'm gonna sing so God can use me anytime and anywhere. I'm gonna live so God can use me anytime and anywhere. I'm gonna live so God can use me anytime and anywhere. Anytime and
I'm going to miss that violin sass. Beloveds, Margaret Mead said, "Never doubt that a small group of committed people can change the world. Indeed, it's the only thing that ever has." Today we have responded. Let's remember how we started 2 weeks ago. Today we have responded to a toxic theological treatise from our own Supreme Court that criminalizes the unhoused and says it's not cruel or unusual to harm them. This morning we say, we dissent. We dissent. Go in justice, go in joy, go incarnate love, beloveds, as you already have. Let us all together say, Amen. Amen.
I'm gonna live so God can use me anytime and anywhere. I'm gonna live so God can use me anytime and anywhere. I'm gonna sing so God can use me anytime and anywhere. I'm gonna sing so God can use me anytime and anywhere. I'm gonna live so God can use me anytime, Lord, and anywhere. I'm gonna live so God can use time.